Hey, why are you glued to your phone?
I'm posting my I'm posting my photos on Facebook and seeing how many likes I'm gonna get.
But you do know that's breaking the school rules, right?
Leave me alone. You go home first.
But you have to go home. It's dark.
Ignore me next time.
That is my friend Tương Vi, and my name is Lê Thuy Phương. Not only my friend here, but everyone can be like this. It's no secret that social media has taken over the world, with billions using platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram to connect with friends, family, and to watch videos. While social media offers numerous benefits, have you ever considered the dark side that comes with it? Social media can be incredibly engaging, filled with a lot of entertaining content, but few people realize the dark sides that it can bring to its users. One of the biggest dangers of social media is the impacts it can have on mental health. Social media can be a breeding ground for negativity and comparison, since people often only post the best moments, vacations, celebrations, achievements. When you constantly are exposed to these edited images of others' seemingly perfect lives, you may develop feelings of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Another issue with social media is the potential for cyberbullying. Users are often offered anonymity, as they can hide behind their profile pictures or avatars. They tend to abuse this and do things they would be too cowardly to do in real life. Cyberbullying can include name-calling, death threats, and insults. Another concern when it comes to social media is privacy. Many people share their personal information online with no second thought. If we aren't careful, our information can be easily leaked. Malicious people can use this information for identity theft and other nefarious purposes. Cybercriminals can take advantage of it to scam us from our money. So, how can you take back control? First of all, it's important to remember that what we see online isn't always an accurate reflection of reality. Hence, you shouldn't try too hard to meet these unachievable expectations. Moreover, we need to be aware of our privacy settings on social media and to only share the information that we are comfortable with the whole world seeing. Finally, if you are experiencing cyberbullying, you need to know how to recognize it and how to report it to the appropriate authorities. Overall, social media has many positive aspects, but we need to know how to take control of it and how to take steps to protect ourselves. By being mindful of the potential dangers of social media, we can enjoy all the benefits it has to offer without putting yourself at risk. Be a smart user in the digital age. Stay aware, stay safe, and stay in control. Thank you.
Vâng, xin được cảm ơn đội đến từ trường Trung học cơ sở Sông Chí vừa có một phần thuyết trình rất thú vị và ấn tượng với phần mở đầu rất thú vị vừa rồi. Và chủ đề mà các bạn thuyết trình là về những mặt tối của mạng xã hội. Và chúng ta hãy đợi những đánh giá và nhận xét từ phía ban giám khảo dành cho đội.
Hello. We are really have goosebumps at the MC says about the performances.
Thank
It's
you so
really,
much.
really good. Also, the way you and your mates work in the teamwork cooperation is really good. And my question is that you mentioned a lot about the dark sides of social media. So my question is, should all people use social media? If no, why? And if yes, what advice should you give to them?
Thank you so much for your interesting question. Personally, I think that all people should use social media. You know that in the past, we have had problems of connecting with other people, especially if they are at a far distance from us. And that was especially prevalent, the problem was especially prevalent with old people since they didn't have the available technology and all the social media apps that we have right now. And I think that it is really crucial that all people learn how to use the technology that we have currently and to learn how to connect with their families and friends through social media apps. A big benefit of this, I would think, is that the elderly, they wouldn't have to rely on, for example, letters, and wouldn't have to rely on other older methods that are now obscure, so they can connect with their children and their friends more easily.
Okay.
So you just mentioned about dark sides, a number of dark sides, all right, so from social media, right? So now, if you can't, all right, so please list 3 things you should never post or you should never share online.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much for your question. There's actually a lot of things that we shouldn't post on social media, but if I had to narrow it down to 3 things, first of all, like I said in my presentation, personal information such as your address or like your such IP or anything else, like cyber criminals can take advantage of that to maybe hack your accounts or steal your identity. And another thing that we definitely should not post on social media is disturbing content such as gore or horror content, because that could potentially like traumatize other people who are just simply scrolling online. And finally, I think the final thing that we shouldn't post is hate comments or insults toward others, because that could really negatively impact their mental health. I've personally seen a lot of my friends receive these hurtful comments, and I think it's really important that we learn not to do whatever we want on social media.
Vâng, xin được cảm ơn những nhận xét và câu hỏi từ phía ban giám khảo dành cho đội đến từ trường Trung học cơ sở Sông Trí. Và chúng ta hãy cùng chờ đợi phần thuyết trình đến từ trường Trung học cơ sở Phong Bắc và chủ đề của các bạn ấy lựa chọn là gì.
Hello everyone! Nice to meet you again. My name is Ming and I'm from Phra Bang Secondary School. Today, I'm going to talk about growing issues that affects people of all ages. Cyberbullying. With the rise of technology and social medias, our world has become more connected than ever. While this brings many benefits, it also opens the door to many harmful behaviors, including harassment, intimidation, and public shaming. Cyberbullying is more than just mean words on a screen. It has real consequences. Victims often feel isolated, anxious, and even afraid to engage online. In some cases, it can lead to serious emotional and psychological distress. The worst part, it can happen to anyone, at any time, with just a click of the button. So, what can we do? Firstly, I think that we should learn how to recognize cyberbullying when we see it. But how do we do that? Well, cyberbullying takes many forms, including harassment, spreading false rumor, impersonation, and public shaming. It often occurs on social medias, messaging apps, gaming platforms, or online forums. Warning signs include repeated hurtful messages, tweets, or posts intended to embarrass or intimidate someone. Victims may withdraw from online activities, become anxious, and even afraid to join the internet. Now, let's talk about how to prevent cyberbullying. Preventing cyberbullying starts with promoting kindness and respect in online interactions. We also learn how to think carefully and raise the awareness for the teenagers. Before posting, think carefully and just avoid sharing personal or hurtful information. And we also strengthen privacy settings, block harmful users, and avoid interaction with strangers to reduce risk. Teaching the responsibility and empathy on the digital world can make a big difference on the online environment. But if cyberbullying occurs, how do we respond? Well, when cyberbullying occurs, the most important thing we have to do is to stay calm and avoid responding with anger. Responding in a harsh manner can escalate the situation and anger the bully. Secondly, safe evidence, such as screenshots or messages. To document the bully, blocking or muting can help prevent her further harassment. Moreover, we should report the incident to school officials, authorities, and so that we can have great measures to be taken, as well as seek support from friends, families, and counselors to provide emotional reassurance. Engaging in online spaces and practicing self-care also help counteract online cyberbullying. In conclusion, the internet should be a place for learning, connections, and positively, not harm. So everyone should try to make the world a better place by spreading kindness and holding bullies accountable. Let's stand against cyberbullying and make the digital world a better place for everyone. Thank you.
Và sau đây sẽ là nhận xét và câu hỏi từ phía ban giám khảo dành cho đội.
So how do you feel after the presentation?
After my presentation, I feel quite nervous because I've not done really well, but I'm very happy that I have finished it.
No, actually, you were shining there. You overcame all challenges. You challenged yourself successfully.
Thank you very much.
Proud of yourself. All right, now this is just a short comment on your speaking. So, like a little bit, calm down a little bit, all right? And so you have shown that you understood what you were talking about so deeply.
Yes,
Right.
of course.
And the message you conveyed to the audience was very meaningful.
Yes.
Now, this is my question for you. So you just mentioned about cyberbullying, all right? And can you tell me which one is more serious between face-to-face and cyberbullying? So between face-to-face bullying and cyberbullying, which one is more serious?
Well, from my perspective, I think cyberbullying is a little bit more serious than face-to-face cyberbullying because those following reasons. Well, firstly, when you post images or tweets online, it can be long-lasting. Everyone can know it, and well, with a wide range of the internet, everyone can share and comments about that. A lot of people knows about it. But in the case of face-to-face cyberbullying, only a small group of people can know it. And also, it's only less violence, which I mean.
All right.
And the next reason is because cyberbullying takes more, how can I say that? Well, cyberbullying is more serious because it often occurs on many social medias. People can make another account. Well, after the victims blocked the users, they kept trying to make another account so that they can interrupt or trying to blind the victims more.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but well, after reporting the issues to the teacher, local authorities, or even to the platform, so the platform can block harmful users, it still happens. It's very hard to stop the bully. But in the case of face-to-face cyberbullying, when we reporting to the authorities or even police, they can do that. They can find who's the bully and find measures to solve it more easily than cyberbullying.
Okay, very nice answer. And now the second question for you. So in order to reduce the impacts, the negative impacts of social media, if you could change one policy, what would it be?
That's a very interesting question. Thank you for that. Well, I think one policy I want to change is that to children over 13 can use the internet, and under that couldn't use it. So it can reduce risk of cyberbullying, as small children don't know how to respond in cyberbullying, and they are usually afraid to report it to their parents or teachers.
I see clearly the message. It is really useful for any other. But all you say is about the one who protests against cyberbullying, right? Now, just imagine you were a victim of the cyberbullying. How could you react?
Yes, once again, thank you for your question. And actually, I've never experienced from cyberbullying, but if I am a victim of cyberbullying, I think the first thing I have to do is to block the bully and to report the bully to the platforms like Facebook. And the platform can help me. And the second thing I have to do is if I have done anything wrong or I've posted something on the internet, just delete it, and so that the bully can't find me and can't find ways to ignore me again. And if necessary, I have to like make another account, a new account, so that the bully cannot find me.
Okay, thank you.